Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know how it resonates with your circumstance. If you want to order any of my services, you can check the description box below for my email. I have resumed personal readings. You can always reserve your own spot. I have 30-minute or 1-hour sessions over the phone. And of course, any of my other services that I offer, you can feel free to reach out. So I'm going to start off with my Declare and Decree deck. If you find that this deck resonates with you, you can order yours. So let's see, whatever comes out, you want to write it on paper and burn it. Give thanks to the Most High and your spiritual team for helping you to clear whatever the blockage is. Okay, so let's see. So this says, all mind control and illusions created by the powers that were are now destroyed in spirit and in flesh. All mind control and illusions created by the powers that were are now destroyed in spirit and in flesh. So you can screenshot that, write that down, and burn it. So clearing out all mind control and illusions. Of course, this whole thing that they have set up is just one big matrix meant to keep you stuck in confusion and illusions. So setting your intentions that all of that is no longer your portion. You're no longer clouded. Your judgment is no longer clouded. Your spiritual insight is no longer blurred. Put that on paper and burn it so that you're able to see things for exactly what they are and make moves accordingly. So I have the card of completion coming out first. There's a cycle that's completing in your life, okay? You've been putting the pieces to the puzzle together of who you are on a personal level. And the last piece is actually going around this person's third eye chakra. So it's showing that your third eye is definitely activated. And that could be what this Declare and Decree card is talking about concerning clearing out mind control and illusions. Once you start to see things from a spiritual perspective, then everything starts to make sense. Whatever didn't make sense now comes into perspective. So you have the card of possibilities. So now there's this energy of flying high, rising above circumstances. Now there's more doors that's opening up for you because of this completion of a cycle here. Balance is being restored in your life. You're able to see things from a higher perspective and from a different vantage point, and that gives you an advantage because it allows you to make moves accordingly. You see things clearly, you're risen higher, and so now you have that bird's eye view that allows you to see the details on how to navigate. So this is good. The eagle could be a bird that you're gravitated towards. So let's see. That's too many. So I have the card of isolation, okay? Isolation. So let me clarify isolation just to see if this is your energy or someone else's, because your energy feels pretty free. It feels pretty light. Let me clarify isolation. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's your energy. Isolation is clarified by transformation. So it could very well be that if this was your energy in the past, where maybe you felt like you had to put this ice wall around you to protect your energy, I can definitely see where you've acknowledged those emotions and there's a clearing and a breakthrough that's happening in that regard because of this transformation that you've undergone here. So this transformation has allowed you to break free. And so there's a lot of flexibility here. The miser is here. I feel like you have put to rest, even if you held on, this is the miser. If you held on to situations in the past out of fear of being isolated or being alone, that's no longer the case for you. I feel like you don't really care. It's like you're so busy exploring the possibilities of life and aligning yourself with new adventurous, new exciting things, new creativity, passions, and things like that, that you don't have the energy or the time or the desire to sit back and focus on being lonely per se. But I feel like with this miser card, somebody does want to hold on to your energy because they see the value in it, okay? But they're also very selfish. Let me clarify this miser. This person can now feel isolated because you're free. They can now feel left out in the cold because you're out exploring life, and there's no signs of sadness or regret. You see what I'm saying? Let me see. The miser is clarified by breakthrough. So you've broken free from the grips of whoever or however many people was trying to keep you bound. Like, you're not stuck anymore. Breakthrough is here. So I feel like in the past, maybe you was afraid of releasing certain things because you thought that by releasing certain things, whether it was a job, whether it was a business that you're no longer passionate about, friendships, family, relationships, whatever it is, going to be different for everybody. I feel like that kept you stuck. Holding on to that thing or that person kept you stuck for a long time. But now there's a breakthrough that's happening because you recognize that by releasing these things, you're no longer confined or bound. You see what I'm saying? Or anchored down because of this strong grip that you had on someone or something. So you've broken free. You've also broken free from the grips of others. And someone is very bitter about that. They held back from you. They were very selfish. They didn't want to give to you. But they've watched you go through this transformation and complete these cycles. And I think it's very, very intimidating for them to see you so happy, so confident, so strong. I don't know. It seems like they would rather see you down. Why? Because you're free. Okay? You're trusting the process. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not holding on to anything anymore because all that did was weigh you down. So you're much lighter in your energy. And because you're trusting the process, even though, you know, in some cases, you may not see where this thing is taking you. You might be curious to know, like, well, what's next? You see what I'm saying? But I feel like many of you are living in the now. You're finding gratitude in the now. Many of you are staying grounded. You're staying connected. And this is what's keeping you stable. This is what's keeping you balanced. And just allowing you to go with the flow of this thing called life. You see what I'm saying? So you're trusting yourself. You're trusting the process. You're trusting the Most High Mother and Father and your spiritual team. Look at that. And because of it, you're growing. You're flowering. So now you have all of this abundance that's going to be surrounding you if you're not already there. There's a balance that you have been able to obtain with your yin and yang, your masculine and feminine energy. And because you've been able to obtain that, there's a lot of wealth that you will be attracting into your life. This card reminds me of the Empress card. So your creativity is likely at an all-time high. There's a level of authenticity that's just very organic that's coming through right now. Your auric field is very bright. It's highly vibrational. Your emotions are balanced. So this says depravity. Tyrant, spy, misfortune. Somebody wants to come and deprive you of that energy that you've been able to obtain for yourself. It's like this a thief in the night that just wants to come through and snatch up all of that high vibrational energy because they see the value in it. And this person is very, very bitter. Let me clarify depravity. They feel deprived without your energy, without your acknowledgement, without your attention. They feel depleted, and so they're watching you and they want what you have. That's really what I'm getting. Let me clarify it. It's clarified by hot, popular, focused, explosive. See, they want what you have. So if you are, you know, like it says, hot or popular, if things are really expanding for you with the explosive energy, and if you're very focused on your goals, I feel like this has people hot. Yeah, they're hot-tempered as a result of this. Yeah, because they don't understand how you got to this place with the mystery card here. It's a puzzle to them. And this is interesting because we had the puzzle card come out, which says that there's a completion that's happened for you, but these beings don't even know where to start. They don't know where to start to piece themselves back together, nor do they understand how you was able to obtain so much clarity to be able to align your life in a way where things are really just flowing for you. And if you're not there yet, you will get there, especially if you stay alignment with this energy that's coming through here. So it's a mystery to a lot of people. So many people are confused. Let me see. So I have change. Yeah, because you've gone through such a major change. Like, people don't even understand what they're looking at when they see you anymore. It's like, who is this person? Okay, this transformation that you've undergone. And then you also have empty room, no people, the end, opportunity. People lost out on opportunities because they can no longer hold you back or hold you down. Transformation also came out here. And then you have the change card, which speaks on transformation here. So there's nothing about you that's the same. Like, you literally completed it was very difficult though. This was not easy. It took a lot of planning. It took a lot of very detailed attention. You had to place great attention on your own vices and on healing yourself and on paying attention to how people treated you so that you can make the necessary adjustments, and paying attention to, even when it comes to like how you viewed wealth, adjusting your mind there, adjusting your mind when it comes to spirituality and our experience here. Like, it was so many different things that you had to pay close attention to when it comes to detail, and you did that. So it's like, it's almost like people are seeing you as a genius. Like, how did you manage to make that happen? But it's going to remain a mystery to them because it's not meant for them to understand this. This is the sort of truth that was given to you by the Most High Mother and Father. And it's not something that man can give you. It's something that you would have to obtain on your own through your healing, through raising your vibrations to be that perfect channel to receive those types of divine messages that will guide you on your path towards success. So you have the card of shadow. The other side coexists, reverse side. Yes, somebody is still living in their shadow energy. And then you have immortality, resurrection. This is also indicating that you resurrected out of your shadow energy. Whatever was keeping you in your lower nature, that's no longer a burden for you. You have now risen. You're not buried anymore. You're not, on your belly anymore. There's infinite possibilities for you now. Like, the door has been opened. The door to infinite possibilities is now open to you. And now that means that you can get out there and explore. There's nothing that you can't do. You see what I'm saying? Everything that you decide to pursue is likely in alignment with your overall destiny. So this is an exciting time for you. It says chew, deep thinking, remember, soft puzzles, cold words. See, it was things that you had to chew on, but you was ready for the meat. You was ready for the deeper meanings, the deeper understandings. And I can see where it says soft puzzles. You was able to see that the first puzzle that had to be put together was yourself. And you took on that assignment. And even though it wasn't easy, you followed through until you had aced that particular test in your life here. So let me see. Take one more from this deck. Okay, I have two. So this says hug, and then the other one says encounter. Hug and encounter. That's interesting because both of these cards actually make sense. They're getting ready to embrace here. So for this to say hug, it's like, I feel like you, because this person is alone, but they're moving towards the sunlight. You was embracing nature. You was embracing yourself, but you was embracing your connection to nature. And that's what raised your frequencies to the point where now you end up attracting someone. You could attract this person in the winter season. Maybe that's when things will come into alignment between yourself and somebody else. But this says meet by first chance, love at first sight, or crush. So you could actually come into union with someone that either you will meet in the winter season, or you will have already met this person, but y'all will actually come into union where you're able to be more closely connected on a more intimate level around winter season. But either way, this is definitely showing a level of closeness, a level of care and comfort, like just very authentic energy. So this is really beautiful. Let me see. I thought I had that deck down here with me. I'm going to pull from a different deck. So So despite other people's bitter energy and their desire to deplete you, they realize that that's over with. They will be unsuccessful even if they try. So a lot of people, you may find that a lot of people are not going to try you anymore, chosen. You may find that even if they want to, they recognize that it's going to be ineffective and the backfire is real. Like they've been experiencing a lot of setbacks. Eight of Wands and the Devil is in a reverse. See, that's what I'm saying. That energy is no longer your burden. You're not chained and bound to this energy anymore. So the Devil in the reverse is definitely showing that you're releasing healthy, you're releasing limiting beliefs, also detachment, freedom, which has been a big word that's been coming through with you being so light in your energy. The Devil in the reverse indicates freedom. And you also have here restoration. So nothing is holding you back anymore. Not even yourself, not even your own vices, any addictive patterns. That all of those things are null and void in your life now. And that's why you have so much forward movement that's happening. That anchor literally kept you stuck. Whoever was holding on to your energy, somebody was holding on to your energy, or you was holding on to something that kept you bound and confined in one spot. But now that that chain and that anchor has been removed, things are now moving forward for you full speed ahead. Let's clarify the Eight of Wands. So yeah, there's a great transformation that's happening right now. The Eight of Wands. Yeah, you've taken your power back. I feel like there's a stable, like this energy of security that you just feel within yourself. Like you're secure with yourself. You know that you have what it takes to create the life that you want. There's a sense of knowing, and no one can interfere with that. And because you're so sure of yourself, this is why you're attracting so many great opportunities into your energy. So what am I clarifying? Oh, the Eight of Wands. So that would be the Chariot in the reverse and the Queen of Cups. Chariot in the reverse and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, because the Eight of Wands is forward movement, right? The Eight of Wands is speed. It's rapid action. It's swift changes, manifesting quickly. So because that devil energy is no longer binding you or holding you back, things now move ahead. Where things were stuck before with the Chariot in a reverse, your self-love and your self-care, and the fact that you said, you know what, I'm not pouring my energy into that situation, that belief system, that friendship, that romantic partnership, that will not receive my energy anymore. You said, I'm pouring that into me. And because of that, whatever kept you stuck, okay, where you felt like there was a lack of direction in your life, or you may have been more pessimistic in the past, or you know, feeling like you lacked control in your life. Now you're aligning in a different way where you know exactly where things are headed for you. And in those moments where you're uncertain, you just redirect that focus back into just becoming the best version of yourself. It's like, why continue to push and push and push? You recognize the importance of just surrendering and being still and letting the Most High handle everything that needs to be taken care of, especially after you have done everything that you can to try and shift that situation. I feel like you just trust the process now. And so because of that, man, your energy, your vibrations are high. That's why the Eight of Wands is also defined as a card that speaks on manifesting things very, very quickly. That's the key to getting the momentum going with your manifestations, is vibrating on the frequency of what you want to call in. So you are doing that. Clearing those chains that kept you bound was the key. So the Four of Pentacles is in a reverse. Yeah, you release something. You're no longer holding it close to you. You no longer see the value in it anymore. You had a lot of people around you that was selfish, that was greedy, even possessive of your energy. And in some cases, you might have found that you were over giving, right? You were overspending or over giving Um, so you may have been overgiving of those things that you held valuable, or you might not have really seen the value in it, so you overgave until, people just took and took and took and took. It was like, I ain't giving her nothing. I'm not giving him nothing. Like, very selfish energy with the miser here. But that's changed now. Four of Swords in a reverse. So I have 444 because the miser is also the number 4. And then the Four of Pentacles in a reverse. And then the Four of Swords in a reverse. So 444, this is all about security. This is the Emperor energy, which shows that you've bossed up. Like, no nonsense, self-reliant, all-out leader. A leader. You follow no one except for the Most High Mother and Father and your spiritual team. They guide you, but you're an all-out leader and likely a business person, maybe even an entrepreneur, or you're moving towards that direction. But very good, just a good person overall, someone that people can rely on, but you're moving more towards self-reliance where there's no longer a codependency issue for you. Lack mentality is no longer your portion. And so with the Four of Swords in a reverse, yeah, there was a level of stagnation. Make sure that you're resting, though, because even though things are picking up and they're going to start to move a lot faster, make sure that you get the necessary rest that you need to rejuvenate your energy and to align yourself for the next day. Don't be hard on yourself. If you need rest, take it. You got the Lovers coming out here. Something is in divine order here. There's harmony being restored in your life. You may have specific partnerships that are that you unite with here. For some of you, this could be love that comes into your life, but it may not, in some cases it could be both, because I got the Lovers with the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles is teamwork. It's collaboration, it's building together, it's having one a particular vision that everyone shares, and everybody is doing their part to ensure that that vision comes to pass, that things play out exactly as they should. So in some cases with the Lovers, this is just divine partnerships and friendships that's coming into your life to help you to bring your vision into fruition. And then for others of you, this could literally be love on a romantic level, and the two of you might build together, you might work together, you might have shared desires that you both put forth the practical effort to bring into fruition. So it looks really good. It's all about teamwork. Page of Wands in the reverse. So yeah, this is all about creating conflict, lack of direction, procrastination. Some of you might have people around that's going to be very jealous of these partnerships that you are this fated to come into your life. Okay, there will be very immature people that's going to be jealous of this because they procrastinated, they waited, they didn't take action. It's like strike while the iron is hot. They didn't do that. They limited themselves, and so because of this, the opportunity has passed them by. So they're going to be looking at you jealous that you're actually moving on your passions. You're taking action. Like, you're not just sitting on it. Why? Because you've healed enough to overcome self-sabotage. You see what I'm saying? Procrastination, lack mentality, insecurities. These things are no longer your blockages. That's why the devil is in a reverse. So folks will be jealous. The Empress. Come on now. I just said with that 444 coming out, I picked up Emperor energy. And so now the Empress is sitting right here. You're going to align with people who are like-minded, who have also done the work. People who are very confident in their ability to manifest what they desire because they've already seen it happen. And so there's a strong level of security and balance that is being obtained here. Development, accomplishment, growth, evolution, action, okay? And even though the Empress sits comfortably on her throne with a pillow behind her back, it is still an indicator. This card is talking about action because she also holds the wand. And so it means that you recognize that you don't have to work your fingers to the bone in order to have wealth in your life. As a matter of fact, when you are overworking, you're less likely to attract wealth into your life because your vibrations will be lower because you're always tired. There's a sense of, bitterness that can come with that when you're not doing what you love. There's a sense of bitterness that can come with that, and much of your time is being taken up in one particular focus. And so when you're overworking, you're less likely to attract wealth. Whereas when you are in a state of calm and there's a lot of flexibility that you have, then you can actually create. You have enough time to think of creative ideas and to pursue different doors and to create multiple streams of income or passive income in a way where you don't have to constantly be running all day and taking up the majority of your life, barely getting by. You see what I'm saying? So you have gained a clear understanding of what it really means to function in a wealthy mindset. You see what I'm saying? And you are manifesting that reality into your life. It's happening rapidly now because certain anchors have been removed, and it's blowing people's minds, So the Four of Cups is here. So you got a lot of number fours coming out. Something about this number 4. Let me see what I can gather for this number 4. But this would be people who are very dissatisfied. They feel like they missed out on an opportunity when you was offering your cup, when you was offering to show them love. They ignored it. They shunned it. Or it could very well be, like I said before, they had certain gifts. They had certain opportunities to explore these gifts and to do what they love, but they chose not to. They chose to focus on what wasn't going right, what didn't go right. And so because of this, there's a level of dissatisfaction, discontentment, boredom, and so that type of energy with a person that's functioning in that energy, that's a misery loves company type of energy all day. You see what I'm saying? Where it's like this person, rather than focusing in on doing what they love or to heal themselves, they'll be more focused on trying to sabotage you. So I have air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, okay? So either you are an air sign, or it could be people around you who are air signs that they're dissatisfied with life because they see you thriving. Then I also have fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? So this is definitely showing that that's that action-oriented energy. Air energy, of course, is the communicators, the truth seekers. So a lot of times you're, and then the fire energy, of course, is the creative nature, okay? That spark that's needed to make things happen. And so you are the starter of things. And so I'm definitely picking up with this combination between the air and the fire, like things are picking up rapidly, because that's what happens. Air helps to move the energy of fire around. It helps to pick up the energy. And so I can definitely see where there is a lot of forward movement. Your creativity could definitely be at an all-time high right now. So this says great blessings. Nurture yourself, your needs, desires, and boundaries. Let go of things that are weighing you down. Make space for something meaningful and expand your spirit to all areas of your life. That big love, opportunity, or job needs to squeeze in somewhere. So that's really what y'all did. Like I was saying, y'all released anything that was keeping you stuck, and you surrendered, freed yourself of those things that was holding you back, and now you've made room. Okay? You've made room for that big job opportunity or that big love, or just new experiences to happen in your life. That's what it really boils down to. And so now, because you've made room, you will see the fruits of your labor. So this says starting fresh, step out of your comfort zone. You are about to create something meaningful. All your skills and talents will bring you auspicious profits. Build up your confidence and trust in your decisions. See, y'all are getting ready to have a lot of wealth and abundance in your life. And it's going to be directly connected to your natural gifts, your skills, your talents. The things that are meaningful to you are the things that's going to bring you the most wealth. The things that activate that passion and that excitement, and that those things that come from the heart are the things that's going to attract the most wealth. So even if you're doing something that, let me see how I say this. I got a card that fell. So I guess a good example would be, let's just say you're doing something that you love. You decide to take up something that's you're passionate about, but you don't see where it can make you money, right? But you're doing it because you love it. So a prime example could be, maybe you decide to start gardening, right? Let's just say you decide to garden and it just brings you happiness. You're so happy to see the growth, knowing that this is for you, you know, whatever comes out, if it's fruits, if it's vegetables, or even if it's flowers, it's for your satisfaction. It's for the satisfaction of yourself and your family, right? So you're not necessarily doing it because you anticipate that wealth is going to come through. But by doing it and raising your vibrations to align with what brings you happiness every day, you will come up with a lot of creative ideas. Suddenly, it went from you gardening to you making videos, you know, posting on social media about it. And now you have all of this attention, all of these people that's like, hey, can you make a book on gardening? Or can you make more videos or some sort of tutorials that I could pay for to give me clarity? And now all of a sudden it went from you just doing something that you love to you attracting wealth because you're doing what you love. You see what I'm saying? So understanding alchemy from that perspective is very, very important, because then you won't narrow the potential of the doors that could open up for you. You see what I'm saying? So this says lighten up. It says focus on your needs, desires, and hobbies. Everything is more accessible with a light attitude. What the heck, isn't that what I just said? You will be blessed with new opportunities, a new friend, or an addition to your family. Good vibes will speed up the process. That's what the Eight of Wands and the Devil in the reverse was all about. Okay? Things are getting ready to speed up tremendously because you have lightened up. You're not carrying the weight or the burdens of other people or even your own internal vices. That's no longer your portion. So things are now getting ready to move forward for you. And it's talking about focusing in on your desires and your hobbies. That's where you're pouring your energy into now. And it's allowing you to attract, because it's also talking about having new opportunities come into your life, as well as new friends or just new additions to your family members, you know, just people that it feels like home. So that's what the Lovers is all about. So now, let me see. Is there anything else? I pulled from a different deck. So you have the letter F, the letter L, the color red. Let me see. Yeah, the color red, which is connected to the root chakra, stability, passions, sexuality, grounding. And then you have the number 9, which is talking about, you know, pretty much things coming to a completion. Saturn energy, and then Pluto energy comes out right behind that. Transformative energy, rebirth, regeneration, okay, new experiences. And then the Saturn energy, which is the restrictions, the discipline. So I definitely feel like there's a transformation that has happened when it comes to those things that used to restrict you. They are no longer a restriction in your life anymore. You have overcome something that was whatever that thing was. It had a stronghold over your energy, but now it's weak. It's weak. Okay, it has no hold at all. But even if it did try to return into your energy for whatever reason, it's a weak hold. You can easily break it. So whatever this thing was, it restricted you for a minute, but you disciplined yourself in a way that allowed you to slip right out of that thing, which you always had access, you know, the free will to move away from it, but there was something that kept you bound to whatever that is for a long time. So yeah, with the FL coming out, and when I saw red right behind that, I heard red flags. Like, now you pay attention to the red flags. Now you're no longer ignoring those messages that tells you to pause. So you have the letter P. No, that's a D. Oh, okay. You have the letter D, okay. Let me see. Pisces energy is coming through, so it's talking about you being profoundly intuitive, very psychic abilities, in tune with the Most High, a great imagination. Fire is here, okay? That yang energy. Connecting with your masculine energy. There's a balance. Let me see what else. The number 2, yeah, that just said balance. So for the number 2 to come out, it's definitely showing this yin yang. It's yin yang energy. It's like a duality. There's a balance here for you as a result of what you've been doing. You have Neptune coming through, which is definitely dealing with the collective consciousness, your psychic abilities. You're very, very spiritual. A lot of your gifts have been activated. Very, very heightened energy there. So if you've been guided to do spiritual work in however you express it, because it's always going to look different for everybody, I can definitely see where your gifts have been activated to the point where your creativity in that area of your life will be at an all-time high. And the direct messages that you will receive will be very, very clear, very, very accurate, very enlightening for yourself and for others. So this says push, the head is crowning, the letter Z. So this is definitely showing that there's a completion of cycles. You're right there. You're right there. So for those of you who have not been able to see the full transformation come to pass, you're just being called to push through this last bit of discomfort so that you will see the joy on the other side of that. So the letter T is also here. Okay. Then I have who I am. This was a card. This is something that don't even belong in this deck, but I'm glad I found it. So let me see. So I have Gemini energy also coming through. Okay, that will be a great communicator. You're being called to use your voice to communicate truths. And then you have the letter U. Okay, and then we have the number 7, okay, which deals with spirituality. Also a healer, spiritual journey. Then the color green, which is the heart chakra energy. It's all about growth and abundance, fertility, nature, prosperity. So this is really good. I can definitely see where you are in alignment with all of these elements. You may feel drawn to listening to the frequencies of the planets. I haven't done that in a while, so I have to get back to that. Specifically Neptune. What's the other one? You may listen to Saturn to help you to navigate restrictions. And then Pluto. So yeah, you have Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. Okay, you might decide to listen to the frequencies. I type it in on YouTube, and I find it to be very, it's interesting. Okay, so yeah, so let me see. I'm going to pull from my book. This book is called Guided Light. It's a book full of channeled messages. It's not meant to be read from front to back. It's meant for you to open it up and turn to whatever page you feel guided to turn to and just read. Whatever number you feel guided to, feel free to look at that number. I have 56 channel messages in the back as well. So the number 4 stood out a lot in this message, so I'm going to read message 4. Okay, they just told me 44, so I'm going to read 44. So let's see. This says, you have been liberated from those, let me show y'all the book. Okay, this is called Guided Light. You can order it from me through email, okay? So this says, you have been liberated from those who sought to manipulate you for their own selfish gains. The misers. It says, now that your eyes are open and the veil has been lifted, you can recognize the significance of cutting ties with toxic relationships. That will be the devil in the reverse. You are divinely shielded from any negativity or slander aimed at you. Your true character is firmly established in the eyes of those who genuinely matter. They see you as a true beacon of light, acting from a place of authenticity, love, and integrity. Okay? So those beings that want to talk about you that's bitter because they missed out on opportunities with you, or opportunities that they could have had to move in alignment with their purpose, they're going to say things, they're going to gossip, they're going to speak ill about you, but your character has already been firmly rooted and established. And people who actually matter understand who you are, okay? They understand you from a different perspective outside of whoever this gossiper or this bitter person is. So their opinion does not matter. Never really did. But it most certainly does not matter now. So that's my message for you all. I hope it brought you clarity. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you all think, and I'll talk to y'all next time.